you Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, Max, Chris, Greasy, Enrico. See if we can have a good day today. Just keep playing these probabilities. That's all we can do. We have 10 a.m. news. As you can see on my screen here, I got it marked big and red because I can't forget that today. All right, let's jump in real quick in the analysis. Good morning, David. And now that it's Wednesday, let's go to the weekly chart real quick, see what's happening for the week. All right. We have our open down here. We did make a slight low, and we are expanding up. So do we go up and clear these areas and have a bullish week? Let's see what happens. I mean, it's not really telling much here, but I like to kind of see which direction we're expanding midweek because if it's Wednesday and it's expanded up, usually Thursday, Friday, we're going to continue that until we have a high and a close. So we'll see. All right, the daily chart. Yesterday, I had this fair value gap right here marked out. Right there. And I was talking about if we go up, I think we'll push into that fair value gap, which we did. We rebalanced it. We have not inverted it, but we did rebalance it. Closed, and so we're moving that. We do have a little volume imbalance right here that I'm taking note of, and we have this swing high. In case we do keep going up, these are all areas to target, and then we still have this fair value gap way up here that we have never reached into. So that'll be interesting to see if we can come back up into that eventually. Not today, but... And then, of course, I mark out my previous day high and low. We did sweep that high already. Excuse me. So we'll see. We did sweep that high. So we'll see what we're going to do. I am taking note on the 4-hour chart here. Okay. There's not too much going on, but I did notice this fair value gap that we inverted, and now we're trading back up into it. All right, so I want to see, are we going to hold in this area and maybe try to push down, or if we're going to go straight back through this inversion? And if you look, we do have a little fair value gap this way now. So is this area in this like 800 going to hold? Or are we going to push through it and continue up? So that's a question of mine for the morning. And going to the 1 hour here. If we look at the 1 hour, back here, we had price ran down, right? Came up, expanded up. So this right here is going to be a bullish order block. Right here. Displaced up with a fair value gap, pull back into this order block, into this fair value gap, used it to push higher into yesterday's high, making yesterday's high, had another fair value gap here, and we pulled right back into it, and now we're pushing up. So here's that question again. Are we going to take this 800 area, or is this going to hold and we're going to push down and invert that? We will see. 15-minute. This one, I still have all this sell side over here from the other day that I'm just going to leave that there because we also have this new week opening gap, right? And the opening range, this old opening range gap. So we have all these areas that we still are leaving unbalanced and liquidity there. So I'm still just going to have that there and just keep that there until we either get far enough away from it where I'm not really focused on it, or until we eventually come back to it. We have the London range here. All right, we did not take the London low yet. We have taken the London high. We have the Asian high up here. And we have some buy-side liquidity there with previous day high. So I'm looking at that. And then yesterday, if you remember, back here in the morning, I said we had some minor sell-side liquidity, which we still have. We didn't hit that, so I'm just leaving that in case if price does come down, because I am a bit neutral. Like, I'm not seeing anything that I'm like, we have to go get. The market just opened. So what I was going to say, right now I'm kind of focused in on this dealing range here. All right, these highs and this low, because we do have some relative equal lows at this London low. And then we have this fair value gap, this swing high. And the way we used this, the 15-minute, we have this fair value gap, pulled into it, pushed up, pulled back a little bit here after we hit this fair value gap. And on the lower time frame, I'm kind of looking like I wanted to see if we were going to push up into here and see if we come down and take this sell side. And from there, do we go down further, or do we take this sell side and then continue up? So it's kind of what I'm watching for today. And if we get since we did do that little push up, if we get a nice move down on a short, that'd be something I might be interested in. And let me check my opening range gap for today. And we do have one here. We have our close. We have an open. There we go. Come back. And we did open and shoot right up to the midpoint of that opening range gap. So let's see. How big is that opening range gap? 790. Yeah, so that's not even a very big opening range gap. So we may go up and fill it. So we'll see what happens here. And of course, like I said, we got 10 a.m. news. So let's not forget about that one. All right. Hey, Peter. Cream cheese. Good morning, y'all. Yeah, it's got this slight, cough. It's like a slight tickle. It's annoying. I just never fully got over that when I got sick over Christmas. Hey, Will, good morning. Got to get that coffee. Benton, good morning. Yeah, I'm actually anticipating not a ton before 10 a.m. But if I get something, if something shows itself, then I definitely am okay taking it. But just because I'm aware of the high impact 10 a.m. news, y'all know how it goes. Sometimes that time before could be ugly. All right. We are clearing this area, this 800-ish area that I talked about. So if we clear this, I mean, I'm pretty neutral on the day. Like, I have reasons to go down. I have a lot of reasons for it to go up. So I'm just going to see what it shows me. We have the opening range gap here. I do think we're going to push up, and I'm not ruling out that sell side down there. But right now I'm pretty bullish with everything. Well, I wouldn't say bullish completely, but excuse me. But we traded through this 15-minute fair value gap pretty easily. We rebalanced it. Let me get this off of my screen here. And we have the opening range gap. We have this previous day high, Asia high. Even though we did take that previous day high earlier, see, we have this fair value gap right here that we went into, and we were just pushing up. So we may just continue pushing up and taking that area. And then I want to see, once we take this area, that's where I'll be looking to see if the market wants to reverse and take sell side, or if it wants to just keep going up to, man, into the 900s. Yeah. Going straight up. So this is where I keep monitoring the 15-minute chart, and I always look at that because you see how we're expanding up. And if price stays up here, we'll get a fair value gap here. And then that fair value gap's what's going to tell me if we're going to continue up for the rest of the morning session or if we're going to come back down if we get this fair value gap. So that's how I use those all the time because y'all know, like, we should see manipulation from 9:30 to 10. And if you're looking for a short, then it should manipulate up and then make its way down, right? But that's if I have a really, really big reason why the market should go somewhere. Like, excuse me, man. I don't, the sell side and imbalances and everything below, like, it's there, but it's not screaming at me of like a huge reason that it needs to go down there. So I'll keep it in mind, but I'm not going to just sit here and hold my bias like, man, it's got, like, some days, y'all know, I'm like, man, it's got to go down in this area. It's got to go down there. I don't really have that today or this week so far. So that's why I'm really looking at that 15-minute chart. We have a little inversion right here, and then we may get this little SIBI, this little fair value gap right here. This is not one I'm looking to short, but I'm looking to see, because we did close that opening range gap, so that's a good sign if we do end up turning short, but for now I'm not. Just want to see, I want to see what happens here. And then if we continue pushing down, then I'll consider a short. But I don't want to just short this. We don't have a market structure shift. Like, we don't have anything. We just have that expansion up, little expansion down, or little big push move down. So it's not telling me what it wants to do quite yet. Like I said before, that's one of my things this year. I want to have a little more patience and really look for these good setups. And, you know, it's one thing to have a plan, and then whenever you're sitting in front of the charts, like, you got to keep reminding yourself of that plan, because, you know, again, I don't feel like Monday was the greatest day in price action, so I feel like I personally could have done a little better. And then yesterday, well, I just kind of got caught. Actually, yesterday, see, that's more on my side as well. Like, I forgot about the 9:45 news, even though I said there's news in 5 minutes. And then I got caught inside of, like, while I was in a trade, Trump decides to go and start talking on a podium. So, I mean, that was kind of like, well, that was my day. Morning, Erlen. Hey, I appreciate that, John. You know, it's I mean, that's a big reason why I do these, to be honest. Like, for myself, obviously, to try to help myself be disciplined, but then also, like, you know, if it helps other people be disciplined, because I mean, y'all know, I've talked about it. Everybody talks about it so much, that discipline, psychology, like, we're our own worst enemy in trading. Like, we really are. So if we could control that, and by whatever means it takes, I mean, I think so many people can be successful with trading. I really do. I really think way more, the statistic of like 90% fail or whatever, 90, 95, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I honestly think like 80% of that is because of our own self, at least. Because I really feel like if you've got at least a high school, like if you made it to high school, if you have a high school level brain, you should be capable of trading. Like as far as knowing the trading side, strategic side. I honestly really feel that way. And that's why I do a lot of what I do, because I really, and that's why I focus so much on discipline psychology, money management, putting probabilities in your favor, all that good stuff, because I really honestly feel like so many more people can be changing their lives if they just master, what's in their own head. All right, we might just fly right up to the 900s. There may be no stopping this. I kind of like yesterday. When we get to this previous day high, like we didn't really have any manipulation, right, to the downside. So we opened and pretty much just went straight up, straight through previous day high, like running all buy side liquidity here that I had. This is where I want to be a little careful. I'm always careful when we take a level like this, previous day high or liquidity area, because you see how we came right up to it, pulled back a little bit, and just shot up. To me, a lot of times that looks like just like a run on liquidities, a run on some stops. Like, I want to be sure we're not going to do this. And like I said yesterday, sweep and then come back down and stay within that range and then go after some sell side liquidity. So I really want to be sure. And a good indicator of that for me typically is when we do this through that level, I like to see a fair value gap in here. I really do. And then I like to see it kind of accumulate in there and just stay above it. And then see it start working its way and displaying, continuing up. Then that gives me confidence that we're not really going to come back into that previous day range. And we're just going to continue up. So I look at that. And right now, we got a little fair value gap there. It's not really anything that I'm like looking at like, oh yeah, that's a good fair value gap there. So I do, I want to see how it stays above. If it stays above or whatever, because you'll notice too, if you start watching this kind of stuff, it'll do this, it kind of do this, and then it might come back up one more time and then displace lower with a fair value gap. That's another indicator that, hey, we might come back up in this fair value gap and make its way down if there's sell side liquid, if there's a reason to go lower. So that's what I'm always looking at. Like, if there was absolutely nothing below, no imbalances, no real sell side liquidity, nothing down there, then I wouldn't really be like, we have a potential of, coming back into the range, leaving fair value gap and working its way down. But if I do have that and I see some displacement back down with a fair value gap, then that'll lead me to believe, hey, we potentially could be working our way back down to some sell side liquidity. So I do look at that. That's how I look at this area when we take previous day highs or like last week high, like, those big liquidity levels. And then also, again, back to this 15-minute chart. Look at the expansion at the open here. Expanded. Now we have another 15 minutes, but we may, unless we just start getting displacement down, we may create a fair value gap. This is how you look ahead. May create a fair value gap in here. All right. So if we do, let's say we do, and we're like, you have something that looks like this, then I'll wait and see when we come back into it. How do we work this fair value gap? Do we stay in the upper half? Do we hit it and start displacing higher on the lower time frame? Or do we just trade straight down through it, rebalance it, and then work our way down? So that's what I mean by these 15-minute fair value gaps. Tell me a lot. They really tell me a lot. Now, also, you'll notice this fair value gap will be on the 930 bar. That's the opening bar. And like I've said many times, that the opening bar 15-minute fair value gap has a lesser chance of holding price than a normal one, because it's that volume push, that opening push, and it could be manipulation, right? So that's that opening push. So it has more, based on the stats that I have, that I've used and looked at and tracked, more like a 50% chance of holding and telling us where price is going. Now again, that all depends on what's below there. Is there a lot of reason that price could come down lower? If there's not, this has a higher chance of holding. If there is a lot of chance, like sell side liquidity imbalances, opening range gaps, volume imbalances on the daily chart, things like that, to that nature below, then hey, it might just come back down through. So it's a waiting game, and it's an anticipation game. For me, anyways. Nice, Erling. Yeah. And that was right in that daily fair value gap. I completely could see it going there yesterday, and it sure did. I looked later in the day, and I was like, oh, yeah, nice. It did go up there, stayed in that 818. It hit that 8. I think it was like around 820, the midpoint of that fair value gap. Yeah. I didn't get it. I wasn't trading, but it's good to know. That's like most of the battle. Knowing if you can figure out where price is likely to go, you're going to probably do, I mean, doesn't guarantee you're going to win, like, right? Like, there's so many days. I'm correct on my read, and I didn't get a win. So, that's the way it is. And see, now it's showing a little bit of a footprint that, like, hey, we probably are going to go take last week's high and keep going up. But I don't like, these are not, this is a little fair value gap, these are not fair value gaps I'm really looking to trade, because especially with it doing, it's a little bit hard to explain, because a lot of this comes with the experience of just watching how these candles paint, watching how NQ moves. And that's why I don't trade. That's why I stick to one market mainly. Like, I don't have any reason to go to another market, because I'm so familiar with how NQ moves, how the candles paint. And that's why, like, when things are popular, like silver or gold, like, I don't day trade, like how I trade now. I don't trade those that way, because I'm not familiar, or oil and things like that. I'm not very familiar with how the candles paint, how the market operates, because you get a feeling with it as well. And, you know, like, let's say you go to a slower market than I'm used to, I mean, things, you just get a different feel. And if you're sitting in a trade, like, I can pretty much predict a lot of times what NQ is going to do. If I'm sitting in a trade, there's many times I'm like, okay, that shouldn't be happening. This happened. It's definitely, I got a high chance of losing this trade. Like, I pretty much know it, but I sit in it and let it play out, because you never know. Something can happen and it can go your way. But I mentally prepare. This is what I said yesterday. I mentally prepare myself, like, this one's not going to win, because it shouldn't win based on what I'm seeing on the chart. So I'm ready for that loss. And if it just happens to win, cool. Or if I am able to get to break even, great. But that's how I mentally prepare. And that's why I stick to a market. Because, like, right now, even though it's like, yeah, it is staying above this previous day high, it's not really giving me the very good confidence that we're just going to keep going up here. It could. I mean, not saying it won't, but right now it's not giving me that feeling, that confidence, and I'm not getting a read on the chart just yet. And now it's the 950 macro about to start. But also, like I said, we got that right here, high impact 10 a.m. news. So the closer we get to that, the more I'm going to wait. Is that a turtle soup? What I'm talking about? Yeah, I mean, I guess you can. I'm not real. Like, I know what a turtle soup is. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could call it a turtle soup, what I was explaining. I've never been a fan of turtle soups just because, and it's just purely me. It's not, there's nothing, like, they could be great. They're the earliest entry to a trade, right? Like the earliest entry to a reversal that you could take out of everything, right? Because you have, for a reversal, you have a market structure shift, you have inversions, you have breakers, right? Bearish breakers if you're going short. You have fair value gaps. You have a lot of PD rays that tell you when the market could be reversing. And the first thing to a reversal would be a turtle soup. It's just, I feel like I like extra confirmations. And I think that's why I fell in love so much with the 15-second confirmation model. Because even before ICT concepts, with the Apex Sniper system, it was just full of confirmations. Like, you have an entry, but then you're like, confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. Okay, boom, this gives me a no-brainer A+ setup. And that's what I love. Like, I don't have to have A+ no-brainer setups, but when I get one, I'm like, boom, no-brainer. I'm getting this thing regardless. And with confirmation, that's how you get those, with confirmations. So that's why I've never really been a fan of turtle soup. Yeah, false breakout. Yeah, there's a lot of words for it, and that's why, like, I know, like, I'm not I trade ICT concepts, you know, and you know that there's so many there's a stigma that comes with ICT concepts. It's like, you got the people that think he's a fraud, you got the people that think he just rebranded, repackaged everything. And I know a lot of the stuff. There's probably some things he did make up, but a lot of it is just trading concepts, right? And I see it in other old school price action. And so that's why for me, I'm like, well, I learned through ICT concepts, YouTube and stuff. So that's why I just say ICT concepts, but it's just trading, really, price action. Hey, Chris, thank you. Yeah, if you don't mind giving this stream a thumbs up, and yeah, it's, you get more views, but my videos are doing pretty well when I do put out a new video. Yeah, we're getting close to 9,000 subscribers, but there's so many, like, I think people like my content, but also, you know, at this time, there's so many people streaming, right? So there's so many people streaming. There's so many different styles. There's so many, some are entertainers, some are strategic, some are just like trading and they don't even know what's going on in the market. And they're just like, I think it's going up, I'm gonna go long. So, you know, there's all different styles and what people like to watch while they're live. And actually it's funny. I found more people watch my live streams after I'm done live than while I'm live. So that's why, you know, and I know for me, when I'm trading, like, I can't watch anybody while I'm trading. That's just me, but not telling y'all to not watch me. Yep. 90% off was extended until January 11th. So hopefully yesterday, whoever heard me on the stream mentioned that 90% off ends yesterday. But, oh, the 90% off also was extended? I know the PA discount was extended. I didn't see the 90% off extended, though. Is that you, Chris? Ah. Yeah, the PA discount was extended till the 11th. That way, if you got any account evals with the 90% off, you could still get them funded this week. And we have NFP Friday, just saying, if you need some volatility. And get them funded. All right, now we're like 4 minutes away from 10 a.m. And you can see us accumulating here above yesterday's high. And at this point, I'm probably just going to wait till after that 10 a.m. news because, yeah, it pretty much stalled. Another coffee. And, spike it with some Monster. Nice. You're drinking a Monster now. It just needs some coffee. Okay, so, yeah, I said it backwards then. Don't spike your coffee with Monster. Spike your Monster with coffee. Yeah, see, we're going to get this 15-minute fair value gap right there. So, oops, wrong. Boom. All right, so I want to mark it and anticipate. I want to anticipate whenever this news comes out. Are we going to shoot down into it? I actually don't even care about these fair value gaps really anymore. Are we going to shoot into it and then get a long out of it? Or are we just going to just trade through it and go hit some of those imbalances and sell side liquidity? We'll see. And that's okay to be a bit neutral. I don't know about y'all, but that's kind of how I'm seeing the market right now. I'm pretty like not sold either way. Hey, thanks, Max. I appreciate your support. Yep. And, if anybody else feels like supporting the channel or the community or Discord, use code WIN. I definitely appreciate it. And, all the other services that I'm an affiliate with that are listed in the description, like I've always said, I only promote what I use because I want to help everybody be as successful as possible. And I don't like to promote anything other than what I use. Just because that's what's working for me. So that's why I'm like, okay, here you go. And if you want to support, great. And some things you get a discount with. Like, if you use a VPS, use my code, you get 70% off your first month with Edge Trader. And also TradeZella. You can get a discount by using my code. So, hey, might as well win-win, right? Which, by the way, my trade journal, oh, man. The one that I offer, I fixed the link. I finally did, because I had to do some file management stuff. I fixed the link for the Excel. So or the download link. So when you get the email, if you're still trying to get that, the Excel version is good. The Google Sheet, I actually have to rebuild it, and it sucks. But I'll get it done. It's just, going to be a pain in the butt. All right, here we go. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm actually not sure what was more popular because the Excel version came out a lot later. Okay, 10 a.m. Now we're drop it into that 15-minute fair value gap. And let's see if we want to rebalance it, trade through it, invert it, hold. Let's get rid of this opening range gap. So what's going to be a key here to know, all right, if we get a fair value gap here, right, in this area coming down, then what I would want to see, and let's say it doesn't trade through and it just kind of stays right in this area, gives us a SIBI right here. Then I want to see if that becomes an inversion. If that becomes an inversion, we're going up. We're just going to go up through those to those targets. However, if it holds and continues pushing down, then, hey, we're probably going to go down. That's why I'm always looking at that 15-minute chart and anticipating that chart. Anticipating potential imbalances and things like that. All right, so we're going to get that fair value gap, so I'm going to mark it. I'm not looking to go short off of it yet. I want to see how we handle the consequent encroachment of this 15-minute fair value gap. All right, so at the moment, staying in the upper half of this 15-minute fair value gap. And I want to see, like, I'm good either way. I don't care which way it goes. I just try and anticipate it. So if it does come up, if it doesn't go any further lower, and it comes up into this fair value gap, I'm not going to short it. I want to wait and see what happens in this one. I'm not even going to go to the 15-second chart because I'm not going to look at it, this fair value gap, as a short at all. Even if it comes up to it and holds and comes down, I'll wait for that and then a new fair value gap. And that's when I'll look to short. And this is all part of like confirmation, because if it does come down, it's going to come down. Like, there's plenty of room for it to go down. So I'm not needing to get a trade and get the absolute best possible entry. I'm looking for more confirmation. So if it does come back up here, then like I say, if it trades through it and inverts it, then I'll be looking to long after that. Okay, here's the test. It stayed in this upper half of the 15-minute fair value gap. And here's the test of this 1 minute. Let's see what it does. And now I'm actually going to clear my chart here because don't care about that. I mean, I do care about that 15-minute fair value gap, but now that we went into it and did kind of what I was wanting to see, I know going forward what to do depending on what happens here. Because I like my charts more clean. You can see right now we are above the midnight opening price, the 8:30 opening price. So we did make a low. We did make a low on the day. So if we do expand up, that's fine. And for the weekly profile, like it lines up more with expanding higher today and tomorrow. But we'll see. Now we got another little BISI right here. We have not created inversion, but we do have a little bullish fair value gap there. It looks like it's trying to work its way up, but let's see. Be patient. All right. There we go. This is more than likely going to be inverted. I mean, if anything, we traded straight through it. So now I'm more confident we're gonna go up to this 935.25, take last week's high. Like now I'm confident in a long. So if we do come down into this inversion, I might look to take this inversion. We'll see if we get a little fair value gap in here. And that'll be my long. And I'll probably try to take it to last week's high. I'm marking it, but it's not there yet, the fair value gap. And we have this inversion, so keep in mind it could go down into the inversion. Okay, we do have the fair value gap now. So now let's see if we pull into this a little bit, and then I'll look to get a confirmation to go long there. Okay, we're in it now. In that inversion. So let's see if we get a confirmation or not. Now keep in mind we do have this one down here. I don't think we reached down to this lower one, but just keep in mind we do have this one here. And even then, if we come down this far to this lower fair value gap, I'm not going to look to long that. Because if we come all the way down here, we might get an inversion there. I want to see it go up from this area right here. All right. I'm preparing just in case. Looking for a closure above that line. Looks like we might get it. Okay, now I needed price to go above that wick here. We got a closure above it. Now I need price to go above this wick. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and move this to here for an entry. You're long, Max. Yeah, I'm waiting for me an entry for myself. Closed right at it again. All right, now I'm going long here. And my stop's going to be at this little swing low at about 848. 65. See if we can get to this. See if we can get right above last week's high here. All my accounts got filled, so that's good. Now I want to see some displacement, and we'll be good to go. This could be a bullish order block if we can displace higher. I have only a 17-point stop, so that's why another reason I like this 15-second confirmation so much. This week's been a little weird, but I only have it allows me to have smaller stops. So see, look, it's not displacing higher right now, but if I do take a loss, it's only 17 points. I am not worried about that. Should not be doing, see, just like I said earlier, it should not be doing what it's doing now. So I'm anticipating taking a loss. Doesn't mean I'm going to. Just could be trying to accumulate in the upper half of this 1 minute fair value gap and before it displaces higher. But at this point, it didn't displace when I got in. You know, obviously those are the best those are the best trades. When you get in, it displaces higher and keeps going in your direction. Obviously, that's what you want every time, but doesn't mean it happens every time. So if it doesn't do that, that's when I start shifting my mind to preparing to accept a loss. Doesn't mean I'm going to lose, but I prepare for that. Why does my P&L keeps messing up so much on my display? Oop. There we go. Got knocked out. Why does my P&L keep doing this? There we go. All right, so look, now that it's coming down, and Might not be ready to go up there. So let's see what happens. But yeah, it's 60, 48. Yeah, that's only about 17 points. Because this is why I want out. I want out. If it does what it's doing now, I want out. Like, it should not be coming down through all this if it was going to continue higher. And if it, like, does this and then ends up continuing higher, then for me, that's a market I don't want to be a part of, because it's not doing what it should be doing based on, how I read the market. So what I want to see now is I want to see this become an inversion. That'd be better for me. Become an inversion, and trade through that sell side liquidity I had. It reclaimed this one. This obviously is an inversion now. So we'll see if we get a fair value gap in here now. We're bouncing, might bounce between these two, but I think this is going to become an inversion, this lower one. See, what it's doing now is what I was kind of hoping over here would do, where it left this fair value gap, came back, not short that, and come down and create another one. Let's see if that happens now. Not sure that it will, but let's see if it does. It's kind of suspect, though. It's not really... not too convincing either way right now. But we are back into yesterday's range. So that's something I am watching. Like right here, we displaced fair value gap into yesterday's range. That's why I was looking at that fair value gap. We inverted it. So I was, it's a good probability that I was going to keep going. But no. Displaced back into yesterday's range again. So if this one gets inverted right here, I don't know if I want a part of this market. It's a high resistant market. All right, hitting that one now. I want to see if it is going to go short. I want to see it hold this fair value gap and then, give me another displacement lower. It's in an area I don't love. Waiting for 1021. Yeah, let's see what happens here. We're probably going to come up and invert this one just because that's not what I want. And it's going to make me not like the market. Come on, market. And remember, it's NFP week. So, like, the closer we get, that's why I don't trade tomorrow. I'm not going to be trading tomorrow. So, reminder, I won't be here because NFP Friday, things get weird. Things can get weird. And today, hey, it's Wednesday. So, the closer we get to NFP, the worse. Typically. Of course, we're going to invert it. Although we do have a bit of a, we have a failure swing here. So, like, couldn't make a lower low. Right in there. Still not loving this. Because I didn't want to see this become an inversion. $10.21 did nothing. So even like, and that's another reason, another part of why money management discipline is so important. I mean, y'all know I just say it all the time, but the market goes in cycles as well. You know, the market's good and bad at times, and depending on your strategy, right? So as long as you're not leveraging too much, you're not trading too big, you're not breaking money management, you can sustain those bad markets, right? When the market goes into a 1 or 2 week cycle of just like, man, nothing looks good, nothing's working, you got to be able to sustain those. If you sustain those, then when the market's doing really good, you're going to make money. You're going to be profitable because you're making more than you're risking. And you're not having, big days that it takes you 5 days, big losses where it takes you 5 days to make it up. Those are what kill you, right? Like if on the bad markets, the bad weeks, you go and you have blow up days and you lose twice as much as you normally lose, or, you have a day where you've lost enough to where it makes you have, require 5 days to make it up, then that's what you're going to be spending when the market goes good. Whenever it starts working out and you feel like you can't take a loss, well, all you're doing is making up all those bad days that you had because you broke rules. So, or, over traded and lost too much. So if you control that during the times the market's not the best, then when it's doing really good, you're going to get ahead. So that's key. That's very key. And you shouldn't need, if you're doing it right, you shouldn't need to lower your contracts whenever the market's doing good. Is if you maintain it when the market's bad, then when the market's good, you're not trading smaller. So, because if you do it the other way, you're never going to catch up. You're never going to catch up. You're going to always fall behind. You're going to kind of have a roller coaster, right? And you're always going to stay around that midline of your account balances, and you're never just going to go up. And obviously, with equity curves, you want it going up. It's going to have some dips. It's going to have some peaks and valleys, but you want it the trajectory going up, and that's how you do it. Yeah, well, it's been a tricky week for sure, and, it's not looking great today. But I can live with 17-point losses, like 20-point losses, even if it's my max loss of 40 points. I can live with it because one day, one good win can make it all up. And that's the biggest key. And I've always said that. Stopping today, your tomorrow self will thank you for stopping yesterday. So when tomorrow comes and the next day and you have a good win, you're going to say, man, I'm so glad I stopped yesterday. You don't want to get into a rhythm of the next day you have a good win and you look back and say, dang, if only I didn't take that extra trade. If only I would have stopped, I would have had this much. Don't be a would-head. Don't be a should-head where you say I should have, would have. Don't do that. And say, I'm glad. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I stopped when this. I'm glad I didn't do that. Like, once you shift that, things will become really good. You feel like you're being attacked, Chris, because I called you a should-head. I call Chris a should-head. Sorry, Chris. I've been a should-head a lot of my trading life. So all right, if we don't get anything in the next, if nothing happens and we don't look like much, then unfortunately it's going to be another day where I got to call it. You just have to. Just have to. I still need to fix my overlay here to show my. I need to rearrange it. Instead of just showing that P&L right there, I like it. I want it to show all my accounts. The only problem is, like on my copier, my affordable indicators copier, which I love. I want it to show that whole dashboard, but the problem I'm having, well, there's a couple problems. It's kind of big, so I got to figure out how to arrange my overlay. But the other problem is that I have 11 accounts right now, and soon I will have more. And each time I add an account, I'll have to adjust the whole thing. It's not very easy to just rearrange the entire layout. Like, I mean, it's not hard, but it's not like a 2-second thing. It's just kind of annoying if I have to keep rearranging it every few days or every week. I don't know. Anyways, just my thoughts. All right, so you see how we inverted this, okay? And now we're maybe going to get a fair value gap in here. Let's see if we get this. Because I do think I do lean more towards heading up here to this last week high and continuing up, but it's just when does it want to go, right? Like, you know, with this price action, you can get in, it could come stop you out again and do it again and do it again and then eventually run up. And you're like, man, now it goes. And I don't think we're going to stop at last week's high in 900. I really think we're going to head up here to this daily swing level, 935. But we'll see. We're going to leave another fair value gap here. So we created this inversion. We worked our way in this inversion a little bit. Let's see if we create another little fair value gap in here. Get a little double going on. All right. Let's see if we come down into it. And if it holds here. And I might consider a long out of it. All right, let's drop to the 15-second. We hit the fair value gap now. Right now, I need it to go above that. If this dips down into it more around this 859, then I'll probably look for this candle's change in the state of delivery there. But I want to see it. I want to see it drop into here a little more. Hit that 859 and hold there. Now, I'm going to say this. If this 1 minute fair value gap that we just printed here, if that gets inverted, I'm done. I'm like logging off, shutting down, and taking my 17-point loss for the day. By the way. All right, so as of now, this 859's held. The reason why I marked that 859, that's a potential bullish order block on the 1 minute. That's why. But if we come down and invert this 1 minute fair value gap, I'm definitely done for the day. All right, let's see if we can come up and get an entry here. We might. Okay, let's see if we can get a trade above this candle. We got it close. Okay, I'm in. I'm going long. My stops at this little swing low at 856. About 16-point stop there. So we're good. Where am I at? 73. I'm going to shoot for about 910 here. Just because I don't love price action. I don't want to go to... I don't want to really try to get all the way to that daily swing level. Because of price action, I don't feel like it's going to go straight there. I mean, it might. Actually, let's go ahead and let's shoot for it. I'm going to shoot for that area, and I'm going to have to trail my stop and give some good risk management here. And I would love for this fair value gap right here to print and hold there. That'd be great. Okay. Looks like we got this fair value gap. If we can hold this, that would be lovely. If it becomes an inversion, then it would not be lovely. All right, now let's see. Let us see. Anything can happen, obviously, but once we get, if we get past this last week high, I'll probably go to break even. I'll probably go to break even then. And then as we go up, I'll trail some either order blocks or order, what's it called? Fair value gaps. If that can happen. If. That's a big if. That's a big if based on price action today. You gotta be careful with the lowest hanging fruit is last week's high, by the way. But we hit last week's high. I don't quite want to move to break even just yet because I don't want it to bounce and come back to my entry and try to, work this little 1 minute fair value gap. All right. Looks like we're not stalling there. So I am going to go ahead and move to break even just in case. That way now, worst case, I'll end with a 17-point loss. I would love to see another fair value gap. And that's how I'm going to trail, basically, is with the PD raise. Now, if it gets close and just rejects, then I obviously can close it at any point. But and I want to see a run on last week's high. Like, I want to see it come up and do what I was explaining above previous day high. Like, I would love to see that. So right now, that's why I really want this fair value gap right here to print. Because we get this fair value gap, which we got. Now, I can secure some profit here because if we trade through it and invert it, then it might be a sweep and we might be coming back down. And at that point, I just kind of went out. So I want to see it use it or tap it and then keep going. So now I got about 8 points I'm securing here. Not much, but hey, any little thing helps because if it comes down here, I mean, yeah, it could hold, but at that point, with the way the price action is today, I kind of just want to get out because I'd rather see this hold and continue to work its way up. And then if that happens, if we can come back up and close above this high and start working our way up, then I can, move my stop up and kind of just trail it a little bit. Just because right now I have about a 30, 40, 55-ish point target. And with price action, that's, again, you got to read how the market is operating that day. Some days, 600 points might be in the playbook. Some other days, a 200-point range is all that it's going to be. And with NFP this week, that might be all that happens. So I really want to see it. And what I could do is go to the 15-second chart and see if we get a change in state delivery. And then I could manage my stop from there. So, like, I'd want to see it go and close up above that. And get another, what would be an entry from the 15-second confirmation chart. And if we do, then I can move my stop up, kind of manage it. But, hey, you see right now, look at that. Wow. Holy moly. And that's why you got to manage your... Okay. Everything got filled, so nothing got skipped. That was wild. And that's why you manage your trades. That's definitely... If you are not managing... People are saying... Oh, okay. Don't get me going now. Holy moly. I hope everybody is safe. If you are trading and in a trade, holy moly. That was wild. I really hope everybody got filled, got closed. I'm flat. I don't know that I made my 8 points profit on that one, but I'm not seeing any news right now either. That looks like pure manipulation. I don't know what happened there. And if it comes back up through all this, yeah, I'm done too. Like, that was crazy. I have no words, y'all. That's the market. That's trading. I don't see a reason either. I don't know. I don't know why that happened. It took last week's high and said everybody's stops is about to get wrecked. Man. Whew. Like, I had reason for it to come down, but I didn't think that was going to happen. Jeez. All right, well. Yeah, I hope everybody lived to trade another day on that. I could have been in profit over $2,000 today, but we'll settle for my 70. Hey, yeah, that's a win. Because I guarantee you a lot of people just got their accounts blown. A lot of people just blew accounts. Especially people that are the traders where they're basically risking the entire account balance. They have a huge stop, right? And they're trying to just play momentum and trends to get 5-10 point wins with no stop. They just got wrecked. Oh, dang. I hope that was nobody on this stream, because that is not, like, I preach managing your trades. Oof. That was tough. Extinction level event. Yeah. I mean, here, let me go to the 15-second chart. That was a 15. That wasn't even a 1 minute. That was a 15-second. I bet you if I went down to a lower 10-second chart, you'd see that was a 15-second 891. I mean, that was what, 60 points in a 15-second candle. In 30 seconds, it went from 891 down to almost 100 points, 90 points. That's wild. And yeah, I'm definitely done for the day. So, all right, y'all. I hope y'all did okay on that and didn't get killed. It might run to all that sell side and all those imbalances now. Who knows? Regardless, I won't be here tomorrow, though, because it's NFP Friday. So I'll see y'all on Friday. If you're going to trade the rest of your day, be very, very careful. If you're going to trade tomorrow, be very careful, because there's a lot of manipulation that happens on that day. And just manage your risk. That's all I can say. Manage your risk. So, all right. Y'all have a great... Max, that's funny. Max said, now I know how the dinosaurs must have felt 65 million years ago. Yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys, and trade well. I'll see y'all Friday.